Hello, you're watching World News live from Warsaw. My name is Sasha Farbach. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy will meet with President Trump in the near future. Zelenskyy took to social media platform X to report that his national security advisor, Rustem Umerov, spoke with U.S. representatives on Christmas Day and agreed to a meeting, quote, at the highest level.
Rustem Umerov reported on his latest contacts with the American side. "We are not losing a single day. We have agreed on a meeting at the highest level with President Trump in the near future. A lot can be decided before the new year. Glory to Ukraine."
As Christmas festivities unfolded around the globe, Ukraine endured renewed Russian attacks. Cities including Odessa, Geneva, Kharkiv, and Donetsk were hit, leaving homes damaged and power supplies disrupted. Even so, amid the sound of air raid sirens, Ukrainians observed the holiday with candlelight vigils, carol singing, and makeshift services near the front lines, as Randy Potts reports.
As much of the world celebrated Christmas, NATO warplanes were forced to scramble after Russia dispatched its Tu-N5MS nuclear bombers near the north of Britain today. Polish fighters also intercepted and escorted a Russian reconnaissance plane. Meanwhile, in Rome, the Pope prayed for peace.
Let us entrust the entire European continent to the Prince of Peace, and let us pray in a particular way for the martyred people of Ukraine. May the clamor of weapons cease, and may the parties involved, with the support and commitment of the international community, find the courage to engage in sincere, direct, and respectful dialogue.
Back on the front, the Ukrainian Air Force reports it made several successful strikes with Storm Shadow cruise missiles on the Novoshakhtinsk oil refinery plant in Russia's Rostov region. The Novoshakhtinsk refinery is one of Russia's largest suppliers of petroleum and directly supplies the Russian armed forces. As Ukrainian forces hit Russian military targets, the Russian army struck several Ukrainian cities, including Donetsk, Chernihiv, Kharkiv, and Odessa. In Odessa, Russian strikes targeting port and industrial infrastructure left at least one person dead and 2 injured. Russian drone strikes on the Chernihiv region of Ukraine caused fires and damaged several energy facilities.
The enemy has been attacking our city for a whole day, and part of the city was left without electricity.
On Christmas Eve, a Ukrainian soldier on the front line using the call sign Sanish was able to call his wife and son, who were forced to celebrate the holiday by candlelight due to rolling blackouts.
Power was switched off for the second time today. The power has been off since 3 p.m. Before that, there was no power from 5 a.m. till 12 p.m. And it is the same every day. Glory to Ukraine.
Glory to heroes.
Even as attacks continue, Ukrainians try to observe the holiday as usual, both in the cities and on the front line, where Ukrainian soldiers attend impromptu services brought to them by daring priests. Vladimir Putin has been informed of a new proposal from the U.S. and Ukraine. The Kremlin reports after the Ukrainian president revealed the assumptions in the U.S. version of the peace plan.
In the negotiation process on a settlement of the Ukraine conflict, there is a slow but steady progress. It is accompanied by highly harmful and even malicious attempts by a group of countries, primarily Western European ones, to torpedo these efforts.
Referring to a Christmas message from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, suggesting he and others might wish for Putin's death, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said,
We saw the report about Zelenskyy's truly strange Christmas address yesterday. He was uncivilized and embittered. He seems like an inadequate person.
For his part, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy says he spoke with 2 U.S. officials today about the ongoing peace talks.
Today we had a very good conversation with President Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. We discussed certain substantive details of the ongoing work. Real security, real recovery, and real peace are what all of us need. I also asked the guys to pass along our Christmas greetings to Donald Trump and the entire Trump family. Thank you.
Back in Kiev, the singing of Christmas carols on Christmas Day was drowned out by the sound of sirens. For TVP World, Randy Potts.
The United States conducted airstrikes against what it described as an Islamic State stronghold in Nigeria. President Donald Trump said Thursday in a post on his Truth Social platform. The operation was carried out in coordination with Nigerian authorities, according to the statement. Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said the cooperation included exchange of intelligence and strategic coordination in ways consistent with international law, mutual respect for sovereignty, and shared commitments to regional and global security. In his post on Truth Social, Trump explained that the strikes were launched against Islamic State militants who had been targeting and killing local Christians. Trump has been vocal about the issue in recent months. However, according to experts, Nigeria's security crisis affects both Christians, predominant in the south, and Muslims, who are the majority in the north. Hungary's partially state-owned energy company MOL is in talks with Russia over a possible buyout of Serbia's only oil refinery, Niš. The discussions follow U.S. sanctions that have cut off oil supplies to the facility, a move that has strained Serbia's national energy security.
Russian-owned NIS, Serbia's largest oil provider, was sanctioned by the United States in response to Russian aggression against Ukraine. Since then, both the Serbian and Russian authorities have been trying to change the ownership of the company before the U.S. sanctions are fully implemented.
I want to avoid at any cost any kind of confiscation, nationalization, or taking something away from someone. I want us to do everything. I want every citizen of this country and every person in the world to see that we do not want to seize anything from anyone. It is not mostly ours. It is mostly Russian-owned. They have the right to decide about it. But we have the right to live.
Of course, we want our relations with Serbia to be grounded exclusively upon the interests of Serbian and Russian people, upon the interests of our states, which coincide in the overwhelming majority of matters.
Most recently, Hungarian authorities have expressed readiness to take over the NIS, with Serbia hoping that the U.S. lifts sanctions before they are fully implemented in March 2026.
Negotiations between the Russian shareholders, who are the majority owners in the oil industry of Serbia, and the Hungarian company MOL on the exit of Russian ownership from NIS are ongoing. We will support these talks with the American authorities, and then everything is their hands, including issuing a new operational license for the Serbian oil industry.
The U.S. sanctions on Russian energy exports have not encompassed gas to Serbia, leaving the authorities to amass large amounts of the import to support the country's energy security.
We have more or less 10 million cubic meters of daily supply of gas to Serbia from Gazprom. We also bought and already paid for 6 billion per day from Hungary. As it has been announced by the EU, Serbia is fully capable of buying, transporting and using Russian gas in Serbia until the 1st of January 2028. It is by far the cheapest gas.
Most recently, Serbia has extended its contract to buy Russian gas until the end of March 2026, showcasing both countries' deep economic ties and Serbia's energy security dependence on Russia.
There are so many songs about being home for the holidays, driving home for Christmas. But what if you are Ukrainian and can't go home? These Ukrainians in Warsaw are making the best of it with lights and music, and of course, Santa.
This holiday season, Ukrainians living in Warsaw gathered to put on community theater, joyful holiday theater for the children, and a more somber, reflective script for Ukrainian adults dealing with the hardships of forced migration. For the fourth year in a row, over 1 million Ukrainians will be celebrating the holidays in cities like Warsaw, Krakow, and Gdańsk, rather than in Kharkiv, Odessa, or Zaporizhia, where even kindergarten buildings are not safe from Russian bombs.
The Embassy of Ukraine in Poland truly appreciates such initiative as today, because it helps us to bring our huge Ukrainian community all together, and actually to create a sense of unity.
I'm here as the head of Euroharp, and this is the biggest space for Ukrainian in Warsaw and maybe in Poland. And today we have the Christmas Eve celebration for Ukrainians who are now in Warsaw because of full-scale war, and we do our best to make people feel that they are like at home.
For the children, 2 hours of Santa, the Grinch, and traditional holiday songs. And for older Ukrainians struggling with being so far from home during the holidays, a dramatic script bringing their daily struggles to life.
Мені треба тобі дещо сказати. Вибач, але я не прилечу на Різдво.
As hard as it can be to spend the holidays in a state of exile, Ukrainians focus on seeing joy in their children's faces.
Of course, I have daughter. She is with the concert right now. She has shining eyes. She is amazing. It's amazing here. I hope everything will be great and she'll love it.
For these Ukrainian children, for at least a few hours, it really is a wonderful time of year.
Christian symbolism is very important to many Poles during the Christmas period. One of the most prominent is the nativity scene, considered a symbol of hope and divine guidance. Our reporter Piotr Miszczuk visited an outstanding nativity scene in Warsaw.
In Warsaw's northernmost district of Bielany, one can come across cute donkeys like the one behind me. They are part of a live nativity scene which is available to visitors all year long.
This is a great initiative because there are animals, real animals. I think it's a lot of fun, especially for kids.
This installation featuring these two well-mannered donkeys was put up over 20 years ago as per an idea from the local priest, Father Wojciech Drozdowicz.
The nativity scene was invented by Saint Francis in the 12th century. Fortunately, he did not patent his invention, and so every generation has made their own scene, and we too, in the 21st century, have recreated the scene.
It was designed and built with great attention to detail, says one of the visitors, Kazimierz Goliatowski.
This nativity scene was made by a folk sculptor from somewhere in the Polish highlands, Mr. Wilkoń, and he made beautiful things. Aside for this nativity scene, he's made many human figurines out of wood, as well as ones depicting animals.
The donkeys appeared in the area by happenstance.
In the back you can see Józef Wilkoń's merry-go-round, and that was the beginning of this nativity scene, because the carousel was supposed to be powered by a donkey, so we bought one, and this donkey was supposed to power the treadmill, but the engineers said it was dangerous, and so we were left with a donkey. I wanted to sell it on Allegro e-commerce platform, and then Master Józef Wilkoń burst in and said, "You don't sell friends on Allegro," and he made a nativity scene for the donkey, which you can see now here.
The wooden merry-go-round is a famous attraction in itself.
My children and I rode this merry-go-round, so to speak, or rather they rode it while their parents pushed it around. It's very cool, very heavy, very cool and very atmospheric, you could say, and the kids love it, and parents can get some exercise at the same time, so the carousel has many advantages.
All these attractions are to be seen on the campus of a Catholic university in the heart of a picturesque nature reserve called the Bielański Forest. For TVP World from Warsaw, I'm Piotr Miszczuk.
Seasonal lights, ornaments and decorations are transforming Warsaw into a winter showcase, drawing residents and visitors alike. TVP World was out on the streets of the Polish capital asking people how they feel about this year's Christmas decorations. And for those spending the holidays in Warsaw, especially after 2 days of indulging in pierogi, barszcz, carp and poppy cake, it may be the perfect moment to take a festive walk through the city.
Christmas lights have been added to the streets of Warsaw, including Nowy Świat and Krakowskie Przedmieście, inviting people to come and admire the festive decorations while exploring the city's beating heart.
I remember when Nowy Świat didn't have any decorations. Now it's cool, it's eye-catching and thrilling, especially for children.
Warsaw's so colorful, cheerful, there's so many people. Everyone seems so satisfied. We can see it on their faces. It's really European, really pretty.
Warsaw's many decorations include colorful illumination, Christmas trees, and more peculiarly, a TV playing classic old cartoons on loop, surprising both residents and tourists alike.
We love the lighting on the streets, and we haven't seen so much lighting in most of the other capitals of the other countries in Europe.
I think in general the atmosphere is very vibrant, and it's just, I would say it's absolutely worth coming and experiencing at least once.
I spent Christmas abroad, and I think it is really great to come to Poland for the holidays, even if only just for Christmas.
There are only few things missing before Warsaw can fully embrace its Yuletide atmosphere.
We need more Christmas trees, mulled wine, and more presents. I haven't seen a single Santa Claus. It'd be cool to have one, or even 10.
This year, we have everything but snow and ice-cold temperatures.
But with colder temperatures just around the corner, Warsaw is on course for conditions that would chill even Jack Frost. To hear more about Warsaw's holiday attractions, stay tuned with TVP World.
And if you're in need of that festive walk to walk off all those calories, then for sure Warsaw City Center is something to see. The old town is worth a look. With that, we close this World News, but stay right here on TVP World for more. Goodbye.